Hi, I'm Mrs. Overall here at the Clearfield County Historical Society's museum today, and I have my assistants here, these Moose cousins. The reason that I brought them is because a long time ago, before Clearfield was Clearfield, it was known as Old Town, and before it was Old Town, it was known as Chinklacamoose, which is a Delaware word that they gave to this area. So here I have brought him along just so that you would remember the old name for Clearfield was Chinklacamoose. 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 Kind of fun to say. Well, you guys are going to help me today, and you are all, how old are you? 7. Well, I want all of you to pretend that you are 7 right now. You might be way past 7. You might not be 7 yet, but 7 is about the time when your teeth get a little wiggly, your smile kind of looks like a chewed ear of corn. And if you are 7, today, lucky you, is your birthday. I'm going to give you some choices of things that you could choose for your birthday. Let's see, the first thing, it's right here in front of my assistants. You could choose ice skates. All of these items come from the children's room at the Historical Society, and here are ice skates. Take a look. Maybe you've seen ice skates like these. I like these better because they have 2 ridges on them, and so you could stand up a little better. If it has just 1 ridge, you could fall over very easily, but these stand up pretty well. So if you wanted to get out and have outside exercise, ice skates could be one of your choices for a birthday present. Another one, the Moose cousins are sitting in a little sleigh. Sometimes they're called a sledge. That can be pulled along like a sled. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that fit in there. 1 or 2 small kids, 1 medium-sized kid, or 1 big kid that really would have to walk over the top of it could fit in there. Looks like you could maybe even hook it up to a dog. That'd be fun to have your dog pull you. Another thing for your birthday that you can choose is a hat. Take a look at this lovely hat. There's a turkey feather in here, dyed red, and this is the official hat of the Clearfield County sesquicentennial. Centennial means 100 years, just like there are 100 cents in a dollar. A centennial is 100 years. A sesquicentennial is 150 years. It says 1804 to 1954. So if you do the math and subtract, you can see that this is the celebration of the 150th anniversary of Clearfield. So here, I'll show you what it looks like. Doesn't fit you very well, Moose. Chinklacamoose. But that's another choice that you have for your birthday, a hat. Here's something that's pretty cool and pretty heavy. This is a bank. Now, maybe you have a bank already, so maybe you don't need a bank, or maybe you would keep your pennies and your coins in a bottle or in a drawer, or maybe you spend them. But a long time ago, kids like to save their money. Sometimes they like to save their money. And so this is where you could keep your coins. This is a man named Uncle Sam. And you can see right here, it says U.S. It's for Uncle Sam, but also for United States. He was a symbol of our country, and you can see the red and white striped pants and the blue coat. I'm going to give him a dime. Let me get it out of my overalls here. Here's a dime. I'm going to put it right here, and then if I push down really fast and really hard, maybe it will fall into his suitcase here. Let's see. Ha! It did. So now I have saved 10 cents. I saved a dime. And he has saved it because I don't know how to get it open to get my dime back out. That's all right. A bank. You could choose a bank. Very heavy. Or for your 7th birthday, you could choose, come here, a doll. Not everybody wants a doll. And this one is quite lovely in her dress, but she's very fragile. Her arm is hard. Her leg, let me show you, is hard. Her head, her face is hard. If I am playing with Chinklacamoose, I can toss him in the air and catch him again, no big deal. I can toss him in the air and he can fall on the ground, on the floor, and not be hurt. I wouldn't want to try this with her. Some toys are made for just quiet playing, and she would be one that you wouldn't want to run around with. So some kids like that. Some kids aren't very good at that. If you are one of the kids who like to run around, here is a ball. Now, a long time ago, and even now, not everybody has money to spend on birthday presents that they can go to the store and buy. Instead, they would make birthday presents. This is a birthday present, a ball. It's soft enough that you could toss it and catch it in the house. It's not a Nerf ball. We have Nerf balls now that are soft, but this is a ball made of yarn. And so they would take maybe an old sweater or leftover pieces from whenever they were knitting something and wind it round and round and round and round and round and round and round. So it's soft. But then, you know, if you've ever played with a ball of yarn or you've had your cat play with a ball of yarn, it can come untangled and make a big long string. So they didn't want that to happen. So instead, after they made this ball of yarn, if you look very carefully, you can see where they stitched that piece of yarn so it would stay there and not come unraveled. There's a tag on it, like there's a tag on everything to say where it came from and who it was donated by. This was used by Cora Mills J in about 1882. Is that more or less than 100 years ago? Oh, yeah, considerably more than 100 years ago. So here's this ball, and you could have a ball for your birthday if you wanted to. Probably not a good idea to take this one outside because it could just get lost in the grass very easily, but an inside ball. Sometimes kids had tiny, tiny little balls. Let's see, it's in it's in this pocket. I think this is beautiful and fun and cool all at the same time. This is a marble. It's hard. And a lot of times kids would have maybe a handful of these and they would draw a circle in the dirt and then they would roll the marble in and it would hit another marble. And if you knocked somebody else's marble out, it became your marble. So you kind of had to be good at it if you didn't want to lose your marbles. And some people would say, that's crazy. Oh, I've lost my marbles. Well, they're upset because they don't have their marbles anymore. I've lost my marbles. Well, this is really, look at the detail in that. Now you can go to the dollar store and buy glass marbles that are all blue or all green, and you can play marbles with those. But this one was beautiful and kind of specially made. So they would have this, and they would then, when they're done, they would take their marbles home. Or somebody might say, oh, I'm playing for all the marbles. So it's either you get them all or you lose them all. A lot of old phrases came from a long time ago. So here's this marble. I'm going to put it back in my pocket. And the last thing that you might want to choose for your birthday is this lovely quilt. Sometimes gifts aren't for playing, they're for using. And take a look. This is a patchwork quilt, and I can feel the different fabrics. This one is kind of rough. It's a wool. This one is woven with pink and orange. This one has light blue and dark blue and white. They feel all different. Ooh, this one is velvet. Wow, looks beautiful green, just like moss. And then they would, when they would sew these pieces together, they would have a memory of, oh, this was Grandma's dress. This was Aunt Sue's apron. Oh, this was Dad's coat. These were my snow pants. You could remember all those things. And then look at the stitching along the edge to hold it together. This would keep you warm on a cold winter night. Wonder which of those you would choose. Probably not the same one that I would choose. Probably maybe a different one or the same one as a moose cousin. Anybody remember his name? Chinklacamoose. Chinklacamoose. Well, happy birthday, and I hope your tooth doesn't fall out today. Maybe tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.